Hi, this is Dan with Invest Rent Own. Today we're going to cover how to set up an LLC. So hopefully you've already watched my video about the 7 questions that you need to answer before you set up an LLC. If not, that is my recommendation on what step 1 is. There are several things that you need to think about, and one of them is whether or not you even need to set up an LLC at this point. So I recommend that you watch that video. It's just a short 5-6 minute video that will get you thinking about whether or not you're ready to set up an LLC for yourself. But assuming you are, let's get started. So the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to go to the Secretary of State website of the state that you want to set this LLC up in. Just do a Google search, Secretary of State, enter the state, and maybe say business or business registration. From there, you'll kind of follow links and you'll determine whether or not there are fees that you need to do, or what kind of information that they need in order to do the filing. I know in my state, it's all done electronically. A quick credit card, filling out a few of the text boxes gets them all the information that they need. My address, my registered agent, those kind of things. At the end of it, you'll end up with what is known as the Articles of Organization. So that's just a one-page, fancy-looking thing that says, hey, this business was started on this day and is in this state. And so that's just one of the key documents that you'll end up needing through your transactions when you're purchasing things. So you'll also want to create an operating agreement. So this is a legal document that says who's in charge, who's the manager, what are the positions, who's the members, all that kind of stuff. I initially, when I set my first one up, I had a lawyer draw it up. And I've had other lawyers draw them up in the past as well. You can do that, or you can also go to online sources and download. I would recommend that you go to one that is actually a lawyer kind of service, maybe a LegalZoom, maybe something like that. Maybe you're paying $10, $25 or something like that for a form that you can edit and put in your particular information that you need. Things that you'll need to put in there is who are the owners, what percentage do they own, what money was contributed to get started, how are the profits distributed, who's the authorized officials to conduct business, those kind of things. What's the address of the business? Those are all things that you want in the operating agreement. A good download will point out the things that you'll need to fill out. Again, if you want to, you can get a lawyer to do it. They might charge you a couple $100. If they're charging you any more than, say, $400 or $500, you should keep shopping, is my recommendation. Then you want to apply for an IN number. So an IN number is like a Social Security number, but it's an employee ID number is what it is. It's given to businesses so that they're taxed separately. So you go to the IRS website. Again, go to Google, say IRS IN application. You fill out a couple of things, and within a few minutes, you've got a document that says this is what your IN number. You want to make sure either you take a screenshot of that or they send you a PDF. You want to save this. Put this in a binder. Put these 3 things in a binder. Articles of Organization, your operating agreement, and your IN number. You may even want to scan them and put them on a document on your computer because you're going to end up using them frequently. The first thing you'll end up using them on is to open a bank account. What good is it to buy things if you don't even have a bank account? You're going to need a bank account in order to wire funds, accept funds, that kind of thing. So you just go to your bank. They'll want your IN number. They'll want your Articles of Organization. They even may even want your operating agreement. It may take a couple of days. So lastly, a note about formalities. So congratulations, you're now an LLC. But really all an LLC is not this fancy sign on the door or anything like that. It is just a folder in your file cabinet is really all an LLC is. But to make sure that you get the protections that you want, the limited liability that you're looking for, the added structure, and formalities, you need to follow LLC formalities. What are they? Well, it means when you're buying or when you're spending funds, it comes out of that bank account. You'll want to set up potentially a debit card or a credit card. You don't have to use a credit card with it. You can use another personal credit card and have the business pay it off. That's fine. That can be done. But when you're signing documents, you want to sign with your LLC's name, not your personal name. So when I'm signing, I'm like, Bob the Builder's LLC is my thing. I would sign Daniel Schmidt, manager, if that's my position, of Bob the Builder's LLC. That's pretty much all it's done. Sometimes you might have to do some resolutions in order to buy property. Those aren't very difficult. Most closings title agents will produce it for you, and even mine gave me one that I could reuse for different resolutions because they knew that I was doing a lot of business with them. So there you go. That's how you set up an LLC. It's pretty simple, straightforward. I've done it in less than a half an hour if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, take your time, think through it, and make sure that you're taking the right steps. Again, I'd recommend that you go back and watch the other video about 7 questions to ask yourself about setting up an LLC. I hope that this video was valuable to you. If it was, please give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel, and we'll send you more great content.